Hey everyone, welcome back to Millennial Investments. Before we get into this next video regarding our top 10 performers in small caps, please be sure to show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel, as well as hitting the notification bell to receive future alerts about trade reviews such as this one. To begin, we'll be looking at Pandium Therapeutics. Blew up this morning after Merck announced that they would be buying the company for $60 a share. They actually doubled up on the price. So as you can see, it's currently trading at $60. We're looking at it from a 4-hour time frame. But to get back into this, I don't see the price coming down. It actually should continue trading at these prices moving forward until the purchase is completed. And then we'll see what happens from there. I'm not really going to do too much analysis on this due to the fact that there's what $33 price gap in this, but definitely something to pay attention to and how it reacts to the new purchase moving forward once this is completed and closed, and the stock actually starts trending again. CDXC was actually up, is currently up, 92% after dropping $4 and about 45 cents back to 2052. And is currently consolidating on that breakout. I think this comes from news that they found out that COVID-19 patients recover better based on a nutrient that they have discovered. And this actually blew the stock to the sky, if you ask me. I mean, it was trading at $4 back in October. Recently was trading at 540 levels at mid-February, and now we're currently sitting at 2052. I expect a lot of profit taking coming into this, so watch out for the consolidation. If we were to add the fib chart to it, though, you can look at something like this for a retracement somewhere near the 1731. Let's see if we find support on that support level there before moving forward and jumping into this stock and ending up holding a bag in the long run. So just be careful. I mean, this could retrace all the way back to 1326 just because it was such an instant blowout. But just be careful with it. Be safe. And I will review it again tomorrow, actually, to give you an update on where it's at. Moving forward, though, looking at STXS, it broke out to it currently sitting at 758, but broke out to a peak of 765. I want to pull back a little bit on the stock to see if we've ever traded at these price ranges before, and that'll kind of give us a better idea of how it can look moving forward. And it doesn't seem like the stock has ever hit these levels before, so I take that back. It actually did. It was probably due to their shares available, their shares afloat that are available to the market compared to their market cap. It's typically why you see stocks jump from $130 down to these price levels that they're currently at, or the business is just not doing too well overall. But looking somewhere in 2013, it hasn't sold at these price levels since mid 2013, and the 765 actually played as a key level of support before it actually broke down back in 2012. So we need to see if we're going to actually find support above those levels and continue moving forward, or if we're going to actually retrace. And if we do, look for this to at least bounce off of the 558 before continuing to retest those 765 levels moving forward. That's something I want to find support in if I am going to find an entry into the stock and continue in it to the upside. So just something to pay attention to there, and be mindful of. I'm not saying the stock's not going to continue to the upside or that it's going to pull back terribly, but it is currently high from where it's been trading. It's been on an uptrend for the most part, bounced down in March just like every other stock, but recovered very well. And the reason it's jumping up to 765 is because it broke resistance at that 558 finally after retesting it 2 or 3 times, 4 times actually, since the beginning of December 19. So watch this moving forward, see what goes on with the stock, if it's able to stay above that 765 or even get above it at all. And if it comes back, then I expect it to find strong support around that 558 due to the fact that it's retested those levels of resistance so much before. Looking at BKD, it's currently up 18% in the day. We'll go in on the smaller time frames and kind of identify some of our key levels we want to pay attention to. One that sticks out to me real quickly is that 587 right here, and if it's able to stay above it, just because it acted as resistance before, that'll confirm the move to the upside, what you would call a continuation pattern. And I want to see where that correlates with the rest of the stock price chart. And as you can see, it's kind of played as a level of support before. So even if we were to readjust this just a little bit, you'll see how that price, that level of resistance could come into play here, as it got broke out above, but then got rejected, and it's currently back below it. What I would look at is its diagonal trend, the channel that it's trading in, to the upside, and we can actually see this come back down almost near a dollar, 60 cents to a dollar, before compressing here and breaking back above that. And hopefully in this ascending triangle, we're able to find that the actual newfound support above that 597 and continue to the upside, excuse me. Above that, some key levels to pay attention to would be around the 857, as it's played support before, and then it had some issues staying above it, finding that support, and then was resistance ever since, all the way back from, let's see, January 2019, and was most recently at support right before the market crashed in March. So the stock is actually working to be back at its levels pre-pandemic, and let's see how it trades once it gets into that price range, if it's even able to, or if we bounce too hard down off the next rejection off the 597 to the downside. Our next stock we're going to look at is TTRX. I can't even say the second word, excuse me. It's fairly new to the market. I'm not even going to do much analysis on it. I just know that it's up 17%, sitting at $68.86, and finding some strong support to the upside. Just at the U.S. markets, it seems, at least since January 2021. So something to watch. I'd like to look and see some more DD on why it's bouncing like this. But moving forward, we're going to look at CCRN. CCRN actually broke out due to the fact that it actually broke a key level here at the 990 and found some resistance up here that I want to see if it can get above, or it bounces back down off of on the 1145 to find that support here on the 990, to continue trading within this price range. So you might find some great entries here. As you see, it found that support here and gapped up strongly. Pretty sure there was some news to justify this move. I can look real quick to see, but just be careful going into it being at such a high price point. Let's make sure we get above that 1145 before we look at buying some shares into this. They're trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q4 EPS and sales results, and issued Q1 EPS and sales guidance over estimates. So that brought the stock back up. Typically what you see with when you see quarterly earnings reports, you see people buying into the expectations and selling the news. This was actually the reverse in that specialty case. So watch this going into tomorrow. Let's see if it can continue moving higher based on those earnings. I haven't looked at them myself in more detail, and I didn't listen to the call, so I can't give you guidance on what the company is expecting, but I suggest you do your DD and figure out why. OPRA broke out over the past few weeks to this 1369 to 1393 price level. I'm going to put it there just because it was rejected twice. It's currently up about $1.30, $1.40 today, since yesterday, and it found strong support that I want to point out to you right around here, around the 1140. As you see, it fell below it, and the support breakthrough was rejected, it bounced back up and then found support before it bounced to the upside. I do want to look back to see how these price ranges correlate, and you can easily see how that level at 1140 was a previous level of resistance, and the stock was able to retest it and break strongly to the upside. Let's see how that 1393 plays a part. As you can see, it's had issues with it before, so be careful going into this. It has traded higher, but that was when it IPO'd, and that's sometimes expected. But 1393 is a very key level of resistance we need to break above in order to continue moving higher for this stock. Just to do the the directional trend, if you want to call it that, this is what we're looking at. So if we are to break back below that 1140 price level, then I expect it to find support right here based on its long-term trend and continue compressing and then retesting this price range moving forward. So you might find some good entries here is all I want to point out. LMX currently up 10% for the day. I want to identify our key levels first before we move forward with the stock and see how it's reacted to these price levels before. One thing that sticks out to me is this right here. The way that it grinded against that 33.55 price level, and it currently hit that level and bounced down. So let's see if it has strong enough momentum to the upside to continue moving to those price levels. Long-term trend currently looking like this. And let me adjust it just a little bit. So we can bounce back down. Let's see if we find the support right here. If it does, it's okay. Just another entry point into the stock around the $28 to $29 price range, and then bounce back to the upside for, you know, $3-4 gain real quick. Let's see how it reacts to that 33.55. See if it finds some support confirmations above that and continues moving higher. Next level to pay attention to above that would be somewhere around the 37.99. So something to pay attention to. And I want that 37.99 to be a very key level for you as well, because you see how it gapped up and found support on it and then gapped back down below it. Ever since then, broke that 33.55, retested those levels, bounced up and retested that 37.99, but couldn't hold long enough above it. So watch that moving forward. Key level there as well. I'm actually going to make that my top line resistance to pay attention to. And then this is my midline. Next one we're going to look at is ALGS. ALGS currently hit 27.90, or currently at 27.90, excuse me. But key level I want to point out here that sticks out to me is at 28.28. It basically found resistance here, bounced down, strong rejection, found support around these levels, which I'll go ahead and identify as our baseline support, and we'll turn that green. Retested it, broke through real heavy to the upside, but was then rejected, retested again, broke out again. So that's why I want to see if it's going to retest here and continue to the upside. And the long-term trend looks very juicy as well if you look at it, because we're seeing something to this degree. Even if we were to do it here, or if we were to do it something to this nature right here, still correlates with what we're trying to portray here with this stock. I like that long-term trend. It fits better. The stock rode it pretty hard, even though it rejected a few times. It was able to, you know, bounce back above. So even if we bounce out that 28.28, we could buy some. We can see a buy zone around the $25.50 to $26 price range before it moves back up to the upside and retest these levels right here. I want to identify the 34.99 as a key level to the upside if we do bounce above that 28.28. Next one we're going to look at is BLUE. It actually gapped down strongly to the downside back in February 26th. I'm going to look real quick so we can identify why, and also gain some confidence in you know, what occurred here. It paused its sickle cell disease therapy trials on suspected adverse reactions, so it caused the stock to tumble 35%. And since then, I'm looking to see if we have any other news alluding to the stock moving back to the upside at all. Currently not anything that's just standing out to me. Some people are putting price targets on this, about $36, which it's currently at. Some are saying Goldman Sachs adjust their price target to $67. We're looking for more news to justify a move here. Announces that a securities class action lawsuit has been filed in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. So they currently have a lawsuit out on them as well. So I wouldn't look for an entry into this unless you're following that lawsuit to find confidence. But, you know, it's one of our top performers in the small caps. So we have to add it to the list. People may be buying into this. I would not until we confirm what that lawsuit contains. And if we were to identify any key levels that stand out to me, at least, it's somewhere right here around the 41.40. So even if we bounce up, I mean, you have a $12, $13 gap to fill. Once all this is released, if they re-announce that they're pushing forward with that sickle cell therapy clinical trial, and if they win against their lawsuit, two key things to pay attention to. Could be a great catalyst to push it back to those levels. Let's see how it reacts if it does. I'm not buying into it though right now, or suggesting that. That's it for today's top 10 performers in our small cap stocks. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it. Any feedback or questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this video and recap today's top performers. Also be sure to click the notification bell to receive future notifications regarding trade reviews such as this one, as we go through the trading sessions and identify our top 10 performers in our micro, small, mid, and large cap sectors. So other than that, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Good luck trading and be smart.